Hello world. I just wanted to go over this again. I made several videos before. I just want to give you the information that I've studied and found for myself and the understanding that I have concerning why we have a respiratory disease, coronavirus, why people are choking and dying. Now, consider these things with me. First, the Earth is levels of density and buoyancy, beginning with water to air. We go upwards. We would start with heavy hydrogen at the bottom. Then we have H2O, which is hydrogen and oxygen. Then we would have oxygen. And then we would have dioxide, di meaning two. Two would be heavier than mono, which is one oxide. And then we would have other things, helium and nitrogen, wherever they fit in. In between, they kind of blend, because you have hydrogen and you have oxygen. And in the middle, you have hydrogen and oxygen, which is your H2O. Okay? Oxygen. We need oxygen to breathe. We need oxygen to burn. Anything that burns uses oxygen. All of our cars and our factories and anything that burns is consuming oxygen with the fuel, and it mixes together and makes something else. In most cases, it's carbon monoxide, mono, which is lighter and travels upwards. Consider with me these things, that it was just last year that we had these fires, California fires. Actually, there was forest fires all around the world, but you don't hear reports of everything that's going on. We had California and we had Amazon, which is considered Earth's lung, burned. That's considered Earth's lung. And then suddenly after this, coincidentally, now we're suffering from a respiratory disease. We have 7 billion people who are driving cars, using energy which is produced by burning to heat water into steam, and steam turns turbines. Factories which also use energy which is produced by burning and heating water into steam, and the steam turns turbines. Cars that are combustible engines which burn fuel and oxygen to make explosions to push the cylinder or the pistons up and down inside of the cylinders. We're burning out our oxygen. 7 billion people, plus ships, airplanes, factories, cars. Plus, we lost trees which produce oxygen. I know I'm repeating myself over and over. Does this make sense to you? And yet the doctors and these people in the world think that wearing a mask is going to prevent the spread of something that's all around us. Because everything in the world finds its level. You have your ocean level of density and buoyancy. You have your oxygen level. You have dioxide level and monoxide level. Now, if oxygen is above water, which it should be if you have H2O, obviously oxygen is going to be near the hydrogen and oxygen. So if you have that down here, and we're burning that in our cars, and it consumes it, and then turns it into a lighter monoxide, which goes to the upper atmosphere, and there it's gathering and expanding and pushing down on our oxygen levels. Oxygen which is produced on mountains, trees. Monoxide pushing down, oxygen blowing down into the cities where we're consuming it, creating winds. And I believe this is also the reason why you have Tornado Alley in the middle between two mountain ranges, because the wind is blowing down from both sides and it meets in the middle and it spins and creates a cyclone. And I'm just saying this, that people are going to continue dying. We've reached the threshold. They're going to continue dying as we continue to use oxygen and burn it. We've traveled down this road that's brought us to this point. And it's not going to get better so long as we continue to do this. Now, they might say, well, we can make the cars more efficient. Okay. So we'll make a couple more cars and a couple more people will live before we die again. We're just going to continue dying. We need a solution. So I have a solution for you. I have a new energy source. Just waiting, trying to contact. I'm not just waiting. I'm trying to contact your leaders. I try to send them emails, but they're too important to listen to. They're too important to listen to me. They have their doctors. You know, I don't have a white lab coat. And I haven't studied. Well, I learned the lies when I was younger, but I emptied myself of everything to learn the truth. And I asked for the spirits of the Most High, which have to do everything with truth and knowledge and understanding and wisdom, which is why I received the information that I received. I've been observing and watching. Obviously, what we're doing now isn't working. Now, also, I looked up on Google. It's helpful, Google. Just looking for facts. How many trees does it take to produce enough oxygen for one car for 1 year? One study says 17,000 trees to produce enough oxygen for one car. That's a lot of trees. Now, if we've lost a lot of trees and there's this many cars driving and we're not even talking about factories and power plants, is it really any wonder why people are dying from a respiratory disease? I also learned that it takes roughly 8 trees to produce enough oxygen for one person for a year. So that's not too many. Now consider that a car is using 10 times, 20 times that amount, right? No, 2,000 times that amount of trees. 2,000. So I've saved 2,000 lives by not driving a car. And even more when I don't use so much energy. But I'm here to tell you that, you know, there is energy that we can produce, unlimited pure energy, and we don't need to burn. We can use this energy in our vehicles. We can use this energy in our ships, in our airplanes. We can use this energy to create. And besides this, I have many more things that I would like to share with you. But I'm not going to be able to share these things so long as the world continues in its stubborn ignorance. Sorry, I'm just calling it as I see it. And they continue to think they know what they're talking about. Doctors. Who is greater, a doctor or a teacher? Because a teacher can teach us how to never be sick. So we wouldn't need doctors to treat things. See, we're still trying to put Band-Aids on a severed arm, and it continues to bleed, and we continue to cut ourselves in pieces and then go for treatments that don't treat anything but just cover the problem. It's like when my car starts to make a funny noise, it's like turning the radio up so I don't hear the noise. Oh, the problem's fixed. Well, just saying, this is not going to go away. So this is a message. Send it to your leaders. Tell them to listen up. We're too proud, aren't we? We'll be utterly destroyed before people listen. They'll listen when they're dead. Well, I guess so. I guess so. Well, so be it.